Hello, Captains. This is Kent again, and welcome to the Flight Show. So we have another flight that we're going to do with one of these brand spanking new aircraft. It would be Aerosoft's CRJ Professional. And so they released the CRJ 200, the, I believe, 500, 700, and 900, but also the 1000. But what we'll be using today is the CRJ 900 for a flight from Atlanta, Georgia to Newark, New Jersey, which is another flight in my pilot's life that I have to do around from Atlanta to Newark and back. So let's go ahead and get started. Now, I will point out that I'm new to this aircraft. I know it a little bit better than the Airbus 330, which I got after it, but I just want to say you may see some errors, and if so, I apologize. But we're going to go ahead and get started. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to turn on our batteries and our electrical power, and then the power fuel and the start of our APU, which will come in just a moment. I think if you listen carefully, you should hear things start to spool up. Yeah, there it goes. Okay. So it is now available. Excellent. And so let's get on to some other things. Now, just so that you know, we have our electronic flight bag over here, and I need to load our charts. So off screen it asks you to validate going into Navigraph because I do have a subscription, and so we can get our charts here. But what we're going to work on right now is getting our performance together. So we're going to have to, this is where we can load our passengers. So I'm going to go with 68. We'll just leave it at that. And then we will say that our forward cargo, let's see. My cargo says 9,140. I don't think that's a little high, but let's give it a shot. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put, what's the maximum? I can put 1,300 there. So let's just max it out at 3,740 in the back, and we're going to say 1,700 in the front because my PFBX says it's a lot more, but I know it can't fit, so we're just going to roll with that. 700, hit enter. Alright, we got that in there. And then in fuel, let's clear this out. We'll be carrying releasing 5,403. So 5,403 gallons, or pounds as it were, sorry. Go ahead and hit enter there. So we got our packs, we've got our fuel, we've got our cargo. So set in simulator. Okay, this says copy it to FMS, but okay, there we go. Excellent. And so now our V speeds are calculated for a flat notch of 8, so that's out of the way. So let's just get on over here and get to work. So this is our status, and I'm going to try to go quickly here. We're at KATL. There's a T behind that, believe me. ATL, okay. And I wish I could load the navs, but I cannot. Now, we are at gate, let's see if I can, what is this, A10? I don't know if it's going to take it, but we're going to give it a try. No, so we'll just add this as our nav point and keep it moving in the interest of time. Alright. And what we need to do, we go down here and start our irises. Alright, so to the flight plan. Alright, so first our origin is KATL. and our destination is KEWR, so it's KEWR. And so we got that. Excellent. And I've been trying to put the route in here, but it hasn't been working, so we'll just put it in. But it's not that long, so it's not too bad. Let's start with our departure, because we have a SID, and our departure is going to be on runway 9 left, and our SID is going to be Plumber, or at least that's how I would pronounce it. Plumber 2. Okay, and then we execute. And there we go, to Plumber. So the next waypoint that we should have will be to SPA, SPA, or Sierra Papa Alpha. There we go. And then we will have a airway of J37. And we exit our runway at Golf Victor Echo. Excellent. And then we will have our arrival. Our SID was before star now. I hope I didn't say that out accidentally. But nevertheless, 22 right. Okay, so I messed that up. And we're going to go to next page. 22 right. Alright, very good. And let's see, the next page is our transition there, because it should be GVE, but I don't see a GVE. So we're just going to go with that. It might be transvectors, and we'll leave it there, so that's fine. Okay. And if I look at my electronic flight bag over off screen, yes, it is vectors. So we can go ahead and just say that. Alright, so we should have our flight plan, and if we look at it real quick, make sure that we don't have any discontinuities, or look at it in terms of legs. Excellent. Alright, so leg wind, leg data. Okay, so that being said, we can go to, let's see, hold on. Our index, done that. Route menu, looking good, just checking everything. Here we go. I want to go to performance page. And so, as we said, we had, what was it, 68? Hold on. Yes, 68 in terms of our packs. And so we can put that in. They say the estimated pounds. Our cruising altitude is 41,000 feet. Why did that not put my 4? Maybe I put it out of order and didn't realize it. But this doesn't do flight level, so we have to put in the full 41,000, and then it changes it to flight level. Don't ask me why, at least that's what I've noticed. I could be wrong. Cargo is going to be, what did we say here? Go back. So 4,000, it's actually 5,440. 5,440, 4,540. Put that there. Great. And our alternate cruising altitude, though I do not have one for my PFPX, I'm just going to put it at 25,000 feet. And execute. And there's nothing really, as I understand it, to do with the V speeds, so we just have it there as for information's sake. There's 3 pages of that, but we are now done. So we can get to now. Forgive me that I'm not going to go through this this list exactly because I'm not doing a tutorial as of yet, but I do know that I want to turn off my nose wheel so it's not damaged. And so our safety checklist, circuit breakers, we'll assume we checked them. Hydraulic pumps are off. They are. Slat flaps set position. Radar off. APU electronics, mags, IRS navs have been turned on. Emergency equipment, let's just pretend we checked them. Airplane documents, FMX complete. We just did that. So now we can say originating. All of this good stuff. Again, this is not the tutorial, but there are some things that I do want to definitely make sure that I do. So let's go ahead. Turn on passenger sides. Arm emergency lights. Also should have put on nav lights to let them know we were in the aircraft. That's my bad. Alright. Hydraulic panel checked. So let's go ahead. And we're gonna open ISO. Because then I'd be going back and forth and just making everybody like completely dizzy. So we're just going to handle that. Fuel panel, bleeds, air open. Okay, so then we're going to say that the passenger have been boarded because the gate isn't perfectly aligned with this aircraft yet. They got to work on a database. But we're going to go ahead. Passenger signs are on. Ledger elevation, altimeter set. Let me go hit Control B. Okay, that's set. FMS and IRS, that's done. Radios and nav and takeoff briefing. Let's just say that it is complete. And so cleared to start. So we're going to go ahead and do a pushback. Let's say that we have our papers, APU on. We do not have external power on, right? No, we do not. Good. Beacon on. Fuel pumps quantity. That's APU right there, but that's fine. What else am I doing? Parking brake is set. Hydraulic pumps to auto. They are. Okay. Engine start. Okay. So then we will go ahead, call ATC, and tell them that we want a pushback, or not ATC, but ground. Forgive me. We're going to request a pushback and start. Come.
Hello, Captain. We're ready for pushback.
Yeah, he's coming over to do his thing.
Locking gear.
I know I'm not doing everything in order, so please do not berate me.
Departure check completed. Bypass pin inserted. Release parking brakes.
Okay.
Release parking brakes.
Why are my parking brakes not releasing? Okay, first off, let's say nose left, hand right.
Commencing push. All engines clear. Start at will.
Parking brake. Why did I just do the spoilers? Hush. There we go. Although I do not know why it's not listed outside. Oh! I am so embarrassed. Okay, I know why. Hold on. I should have known. Well, it shouldn't be in place, but they look like they... Okay, so it looked like I had my chocks on when they shouldn't have been, because it's not in place. So I don't know. See? They're like right there, and even though I told it no, I thought I left them in, but my display says that they're... Ow. They were actually out of place. They said they were in place, but the color wasn't on. That, I don't know what was going on there, but now I know why the parking thing wouldn't go. So, my bad. We'll do it better next time.
Set parking brakes.
Alright, so now we'll set the parking brake.
Waiting your confirmation for good engine start.
Okay. While I was doing all that, I didn't start the engine, so we're going to do that now. Just get a good look. Okay, good start. As soon as that goes out. Alright, hold on. No, don't do that. There we go. Alright, left engine. Okay, but we have something going on with the first one. There we go. Okay, we can go ahead and confirm a good engine start. Yaw dampers. Well, let's see if we can. Checklist after takeoff. We'll do okay, so slats and flaps. One.
Unlocking gear.
Excellent. Trims, check.
Tow truck
Thrust
disconnected.
levers.
Bypass pin removed.
Thrust reversers armed. Flight instruments, brake temperature checked. Let's do our flight. Full left, full right, full back, full down. Doing my rudders. All right.
Left is clear. Right is clear.
Stabilizer trim. And we are ready for taxi. Is he gone? Yep, he's doing his thing, walking away. Alright, just so that you know, as some of my other videos, I have already exported clear left, clear right. I've already exported this screen, my display right here, off screen, so if I zoom in so that you don't see it, just know that it's there and I am looking at it. And now, what I want to do quickly, because I haven't done it, is set all V-speeds. There we go. Not the cleanest, most textbook way. Like I said, still have to learn this aircraft. As I've shown in the previous video that I've recently posted, the last month, two months have just been insane schedule-wise. Aside from teaching my full load, I've had a heavy travel schedule, so it just haven't really had time to put into learning the aircraft like I really want to. So, you know, I'm posting so you can kind of see the aircraft, and you're kind of catching me learning it in public view. So for those of you that, well, you know, if you had learned the aircraft, it would have been more helpful. This is not a tutorial, not that video. Hopefully will do. But for now, just enjoying the aircraft, so, you know, don't berate me, you know, too much. Alright, I'm going to arm you. And now I know as well. Should have done that, but skip it. Alright, pull back on the throttles. We're cruising. Here, don't want to go too fast. What do we got going on? It's 26, yeah. Let it bleed off a little bit. And what I also have not done is set our altitude, so I'm just going to go ahead and put it on 41. All the way up to 50 so quick. Oh, wow. There we go.
We are now clear for takeoff.
Alright. Bring it down to 41,000. There we go. Say that our initial takeoff speed gonna have at 180. But looking at the manual, they were saying that once you start to climb, you'll want to set it to a Mach number of 0.47, if I remember correctly. I don't have the manual out at this second, but it'll be somewhere around that. I just honestly don't have to remember. I know it should go up to 0.65. No, 0.74 is our cruise. Yeah, that's 0.7. Alright, since we're not using ATC, we're just going to pretend that they said line up and wait, because as I look at the approach, I don't see any aircraft coming. So we'll just do a line up and wait right here. He's taken off nicely. Checking. Alright. And our FMS 1 is our primary nav, so we are going to say take off.
Config flaps. 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 Config flaps.
I'm not.
Config flaps.
I'm like literally.
Config flaps. Config flaps. Config flaps. Config flaps. Config.
Okay. My mistake. Thought they were in the takeoff position. There was one more notch I needed to give it. All right. Gear up. speed going. And then we are going to change. I had to, chase plane got a little funky on me, so I had to adjust that. But let's go ahead and get speed and say that we're going to climb at 139. No, we're going to climb at 210. So the plane will pitch. I'm going to go for 240. And the plane will pitch such that we can have that altitude. I mean, have that particular, rate of the speed for a given rate of ascent. And so we've got our navs on. I have our autopilot armed, and the plane is pitching such that we should increase speed to get to our desired speed of 200, and I'm putting 40 knots. All right. So as we look at our map, we are on course. And let's just zoom it in just a wee bit. In our range. No, it's zooming out, I think. Yes, so we are on course. And I also want to go ahead and get our heading just lined up here. And we have our desired climb. Okay, flaps up. You gotta realize this is a plane designed for two people, and I'm just me, and I'm trying to record the show, so it's a little much to keep. Everything together, but we're catching up. We're catching up with our flows. Okay, so while we're doing that, let's go over to checklist. We didn't really do the before takeoff checklist, but that's okay. So in climb, X-flow, bleeds, APU, go ahead and turn that off. Air conditioners, should have been on. Might be. Don't need anti-ice. Window heat. Should have had that on. I acknowledge that. Thrust reversers are now off. Okay. Gas clear. So I think we're okay. Excellent. And we are turning on our first waypoint. And we are climbing. We are now above 10,000 feet. So as soon as this gun freezes, which it will in just a second. Alright, go ahead and increase our speed. I'm going to change our reading to Mach number. And we should be at a Mach number of 0.74. And it shall adjust our rate of ascent such that we hold 0.74 Mach number. Because if you are not familiar with this aircraft, it does not have an autothrottle. So the pilots are particularly busy keeping the thrust where it needs to be, but it can also manage that thrust on climbing by adjusting its pitch such that it's climbing at a rate that balances out the thrust setting that you have. So, as you can see, we're going to bring our throttles now back. I'm going to show you to climb. And the plane, now notice, it's getting up there, and that's because we are not climbing. So this is a mistake on my part, but we're going to thought that was maybe a mistake on my part, but maybe that's how you have to start it off, by going into a vertical speed and then changing it to climb speed. I haven't quite got that figured out just yet. I mean, I went through the manual the first time, but clearly I need to do it again. I really wanted to get something posted for you, so you're just seeing kind of how I, instead of me doing it on my own and you'd never see it, you're just watching me, how I would have learned it otherwise. So, okay. That being said, not entirely sure why I won't pick up the pitch a little bit more. Since we're in that red zone, we could be ascending higher. That's alright. So now you see that we have had our departure with a couple of trips, not smooth enough, departure from the airspace. And I have to work on getting that ascent procedure down. I mean, I think I did it as it read. This could be a bug, but I don't know yet. We'll see. We'll see what they say in the forums. Okay, so now that we're just basically flying our navs until we get to cruising altitude, I can give you a little bit of position. You can see the KEWR effects here on the way. Wonderful view. Nice shadows. Really beautiful. As I've said before, I have left United Airlines autopilot flights, and I'm now flying with Delta, just to switch things up, see, kind of rotate instead of airports. So now this is the last two legs in this first mission of flights. Going to Newark, flying back, and then I get to schedule multiple flights. Interestingly enough, a pilot's life will let you pick a bunch of short routes, medium routes, long routes, or you can have a combination. So a couple of short ones, a couple of long hauls, some medium. I would argue that those mediums are, some of the shorts that you have should really be considered mediums, but hey, what do I know? So I don't know. I wanted to do a bunch of shorts just so I could get around the country, but like I said, some of those shorts were not short. But I'm kind of getting an itch for doing a couple of long haul flights, so I might do a combination of long and medium. We'll see. I haven't decided just yet, but we got to get through these last two missions first. So, alright, I am going to bring you back after we get to cruising altitude on our way to Newark. Oh wow, look at the sound effects right there. That is nice. Okay, we'll be back. Okay, we have just achieved our cruising altitude. So as you can see, there's a little bit, let me zoom in here so you can see this. There's a little bit of increase in our speed because of the fact that we're leveled out. You see the little notch? So I'm going to bring back our throttles just a wee bit so that that disappears. And we can, now it's going a little low, so you're massaging this. I mean, this is a continual matter of massaging and adjusting, but now we should be maintaining our cruising speed at this point, now that we're leveled out. Now what I wanted to do, since we had a moment, I want to come over here to the electronic flight bag, and this is the charts. So I wanted to show you, how we do that. So what we'll say is we're going to be landing at Newark, and so here is the star for Newark, and we have to look for our particular star, which is Phil B03, which is right here. So this will be the route that we fly in right here, which is already programmed, but this is how your chart would come up. And then we can also go to the approach, so we tap that, and our planned approach is 22 right. So if you look here, it's ILS 22 right, and here it is. And I can scroll my mouse dial, or you can use the, I believe, controls over here to zoom in. But we want to just go ahead and get our frequencies in right now. So this is a LOC, or a lock of a localizer of 1075. So I'm going to go ahead and put that in now because everything else is set. So I'm going to say here, now 1, tap that, and bring this down to 10 using the lower part of the dial, and then bring this down to 75. Hit that, and then return, and then in this, that'll be active. And I don't think I can do it now. Maybe I can, but let's just see if I can change the course. Yes, okay. So our course, let's go back over here. Our final should be 219. So we'll go over here and just dial this down to 219. The faster you scroll it, the larger the increments that it goes, or the longer you scroll at a given rate. So scroll. What did I say? 218? I think I did. Check it one more time. 219. Close. Alright, so make this 219. So that will be ready for the localizer when it comes time to our final. So all we need to do now is get to where we're going. Let's see. See, we have risen a little bit above our cruise speed, because eventually, even though it would take a while, this would eventually approach the red. So let's go ahead and just bring this back just a wee bit. Just a wee bit. Okay. Alright, we'll leave it there. Maybe I get in just a little bit early because of that. Excellent. Alright, I will bring you back when it's time for our top of descent. Okay, so we are now a little under 10 miles out from top of descent. So we're going to go ahead and handle this. So what we're going to do is we're going to start this by getting our vertical speed, and we're going to input a descent rate of 2,000 feet per minute, and I'm going to bring our throttles back to idle. I think maybe 2,500. Now that we have 2,500, I am also going to see if we can have the pitch adjusted by use of our our speed. So now we have descent rate of 0.80, and it should adjust the pitch accordingly. Just reading our heading indicator over. If you hear a beep in the background, it'll go off in a moment, so forgive me. I hope it's not even registering on the microphone. Okay, so far, so good. Take a look at the aircraft. Nice smooth descent. We have a little bit of an overcast, but that should be okay. As we check out of the windows, it's wintry up here. We have a nice good descent rate. And we will change our descent rate such that we will be at 250 knots, right around 12,000 feet. So it's not really going to be a lot to watch for the moment, but we'll bring you back as soon as we're around somewhere between 18,000 and 12,000 feet. Okay, we've just passed 12,000 feet, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to bring our speed down to 145. And since we are on idle, the plane should pitch up such that we bleed off speed, and we will be, at 250 by the time we reach 10,000 feet. I talked to a pilot who flew the regional jets, but I think she was a CRJ pilot, and she said what they tend to do is at 11,000 feet they reduce their descent rate to 500 feet per minute, and in the allotted amount of distance that they have of altitude, they end up being below the needed speed. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and put on the speed brakes because we're about to cross, we just crossed, and we still needed a little bit of speed to go, so that put us where we needed to be. Now it's starting to grow up, so I'm going to also reduce our V speed. Okay, we're getting to 8,000 feet, and we're going to hold there because we have a hard restriction for 8,000 feet as we do our approach. So as we hit that and we level out, I will go back to giving us throttle so that we stay below our needed speed of 250 knots. Okay. Okay, so let me show you. So it's not on here. Okay, so on my electronic flight bag that we have over to my right, the flight that I have loaded has us needing to be, oh wait a minute, actually, hold on, we're on arrival. So I can see, as a matter of fact, we're at our flight restriction right now. Excellent. We're at our 8,000 where we need to be. So the next flight, the next altitude we will be at is 2,500, which is where we should line up for the final. So I'm actually excited about that. We are where we're supposed to be, when we're supposed to be there. But this nav and what's on the electronic flight back to the side are not the same. I'll have to figure out as to why. But now we're going to lower this to 2,500. Our final. stay under 250. And this nice gentle slope should put us where we want to be for turning onto our final. So let's just take a look at our range here. Okay, I see what's going on. Okay, so we really want to be heading to Mart. So let's see if we can go here and insert MART, and we want that after our day. So we'll put it here. No. Cancel. Want it. Oh, that's two T's. MARRT. Gosh. And then we want it here. Excellent. And then we can get rid of our discontinuity. That should put us as soon as we leave our day. And then after that would be full low. PH. I see that it's not there now. I should have checked that. PO. PHLPO. And that would be after Mart. 22 nautical miles. That sounds about right. Yeah. And then we close this distance. Okay. Excellent. But that's not the way it came out. Alright, so here's what we need to do. We need to go ahead and make Mart here. Uh-oh, freeze. Okay. It's alright, just have to stay calm. Next page. We want Mart. And we want you to replace Renee. Execute. You should now be turning. We are. Excellent. Now, after Mart, we should have fill mode. So, P, H, L, B, O, should go right here. No. Execute. No. That's actually, oh, it did go where I wanted. It went exactly where I wanted. Excellent. Sweet. Now, that is going to take us on the heading that we need for our final. And we can go ahead and say that these altitudes, that's 180, let's put that right here. And let's put 80 right here. Actually, I'm going to put 170. There we go. Alright, now that we have achieved, we are about to achieve our altitude. I'm going to go ahead and bring our speed down to 180. And bring back our throttles accordingly. Just nice gradual drop. And now we will give our first ounce of flaps. Excellent. Now we're turning on to full load. Now, here is the deal. We actually are going to take our heading at full load because this is a vector approach. So we don't want to turn exactly at full load because of the fact that it would be a little hard to turn onto the final from that angle. So we're going to keep our present heading past Philbo, and I'm going to align this here, and we're just going to say that air traffic control told us to hold this heading. Then, at the appropriate time, we will turn on to. Got a little slow there. I'm telling you, that's why we need 2 pilots. That's all right. I'm giving her everything. So we get back up to our proper speed. Good. Getting back to our proper altitude, I might add. Right. There we go. Throttles back. There's our warning button. Throttle. Hit that and then put you back. Here we go. Now, back throttles. This will come back to 2,500 feet. We're good. Yeah, this plane makes it work, let me tell you. Okay, so I just wish I had a co-pilot so they could be monitoring things when I check my checklist. But what I do know is I'm going to go ahead and do this. I know in that checklist we're going to arm this. Good there. We already set our heading, so that's good. Yeah, come on down. Come on down with the throttle. Come on down. Alright, everything's I've made all the necessary adjustments. Now we just have to land this plane. Now notice we have condensation building up on the or precipitation rather building up on the windshield, which is great because this is using true glass. A little bit more throttle, just a little bit, every bit more so throttle. There we go. And we're holding at our proper speed, and we will hold this heading. We'll hold this heading until we get to a little bit more 45 degrees from the approach, from the localizer heading, and then we'll turn in for our landing. So you're about to see me knock this out. Alright, run throttles back a little bit. Yep, no auto throttle. You've got to work. And that is why, you and your first officer are going to be working as a team, because there's a lot to monitor. You have your heading, you have your speed, you have your course, but I'm talking it out, hanging in there with you. Okay, I had to fix an emergency because what I did not do was my fuel management right. Oh my gosh, I went with what PFPX had put in, and it was not enough. I think I might have the wrong flight profile, but I got that fixed. We're going to go on and land this thing. Ooh, wow. Glad I noticed that. Okay, so as you can see, zero visibility, or at least that's what it looks like. But if you don't count that little bit of a noodle, for lack of a better term, everything else is cool. All right, so we're going to turn our heading. We're just going to say that ATC gave us a vector of 60 degrees, and then we'll turn on to what will be our final altitude. Holding, speed, giving it a little bit extra throttle. All things considered, this is going pretty well. Alright, I just want to get a little bit further before we There's the localizer. Again, we're just pretending that ATC would have given us these vectors. Okay, let me bring our range in a little bit more. There we go. Bring this down so you can see it. And this is where all the action is right now. Holding at 180 knots. Now having to massage the throttles. Having to massage the throttles. Alright, so now we're going to change our heading yet again to about 105. This far out, at the right moment, we can change it to be 40, roughly 45 degrees to turn onto our final, or the localizer, if you will. All right, bring the throttles back. We're getting a little low there as we turn. We're good now. Kind of excited. I mean, this is work, but it's satisfying to kind of get it right, you know. Now that is one thing that, though this is not like one of your, super technical wide bodies, this plane makes you work, and it gives you a lot to do, which a lot of things are automated in, say, an Airbus, so you're just managing systems. Here, you're much more actively involved in the process, which has a certain level of, exhilaration, but also satisfaction that you're able to pull it off. Now, what are the things that I have learned that I'm going to have to work on? Fuel management. What PFPX said that my fuel, or my needed fuel for this trip was not what was right. Now, maybe I burned some fuel somewhere that I didn't anticipate. We'll have to, figure that out. But other than the fuel management, I'm kind of happy with the way things are going. Considering, I don't know this plane incredibly well yet. I'm a little more familiar with it because of the fact that I had the CRJ 700 and 900 before, but they've added some things, and just trying to get it all working together. That's fine. Holding our throttle. Okay, I think it is fine to now make this our active waypoint. Hit execute, and then go ahead and go to our navs and fly the nav. And now all I need to do is maintain the systems, bring the throttle down a little bit. It's maintaining our altitude. This is all good. Sorry, let me bring this in because you have nothing else to look at if I leave it that zoomed in. Okay. It's turning on to Tully, if you will. Let me go ahead and set my heading in case we have to get off the navs. There we go. Excellent. Alright. by the way, I didn't do this. Definitely want our landing lights on. Okay. Now, if I wasn't recording, I think I would have looked into the super view, really zoomed in on the glare shield, because I have my instruments down here below the screen that you can't see, but that's alright. I'm going to leave it here so that you can see the instruments and how I'm holding them. Maybe I can move it up just a wee bit so you can glance out the windshield. Might see some ground pop up. Okay, I'll have to do this with my mouse. There we go. Good. Alright. Oh, there's the flight attendant. Last announcements. I'm going to do a little bit of throttle, and I'm going to bring the speed down to 170. Why did it jump like that? I do not know. There we go. Okay. This is exciting! Alright, I'm just going to quickly get a look. This is the soup that we are landing in. Now, I think we're below speed, low enough speed that I can go ahead and turn on the wipers. So we'll do that. He's got his, or hers, depending. Okay. I think they're still looking good. Because it is thick. So, actually, tall T, we should be at 1,500. So let's go ahead and bring that down. Uh-oh, a little bit of freeze again. Because we're not going to do the Verde waypoint. Reflect why it's not there, but that's alright. Alright, so now we're going to hit speed again to maintain. Why did you come up to 175? Oh, no, I wanted it 170. Okay, there you go. Now, we'll descend. That's good. I'll take that, bring the throttles back because we're picking up speed. And we're going to let out landing gear. It's also going to bring down our speed. And I'm going to go ahead and bring this down to 160. Good. Now, here's what we're going to do. We're going to move over to heading and then change our nav source quickly. Darn you. We're going to change our nav source to VOR lock. You're killing me. Alright. Speed back up there. Because once grab that localizer. Now it should be turning on. There we go. Now we go to nav. Grab it. Grab it. Grabbing it. And approach. Okay, we got the GS lock, so we can raise our altitude to 2,500 for missed approach. We're going to bring down the rest of our flaps. Alright, bring it up so we can start to see the runway. Give it a thrust, give it a thrust, give it a thrust, because we're a little low. Ah, there we are. Alright, I'm going to take control of my aircraft. A little high, it's alright. Go ahead and cue. Alright. It's the second time I've done this and I'm a little high. I'm going to have to just work on that.
1,000.
Alright. We would say go around, but I'm not doing that. Alright, so let's see here.
Sync rate.
There we go. Bring my trim because I'm really giving a lot
Sync
of
rate.
flight yoke at this moment. There we go. Now that feels a lot
Sync rate.
better.
400.
Okay. Liking this.
Too low. Terrain.
300. Liking this.
Too low. Terrain.
Just a nice little bit of
200.
flare.
Too low. Flaps. Sync rate. 100.
Alright. Pull up.
50. Too low. 40. Flaps. 30. 20. 10.
Would be coming out, I tell you, when you're not using ATC. Ignore the 777. Okay, well we're going to come off right behind you since you decided to interrupt. Okay. Taxi off here. Yeah, I gotta get a little more work in, put a little more work in, but at least got to see this plane in action as we're coming into Newark, and I'm gonna put it right over there. We're not gonna be doing a whole lot of crazy taxiing. We're gonna say that we want to come to B 54. Just gonna put it right there. So we return to our right here. Raise up flaps. Then we're going to be making a right turn, still behind our 777 friend. Down. We're at 16 knots. There we go. Nice and 7. Okay, turn hard here. I went too far, I think. That's okay.
Config flaps.
Easy. Alright. Excellent. Should have put on the APU, but that's okay. I don't have a co-pilot. Can't remember everything. And stop. How's that looking? Could come up a little bit more. Okay. Got it. Alright. I'll work on that later. And then might as well be 9 since Delta's listed. Let's just see, can I get the gate to come down? Jetways. No jetway at this position. Oh yeah? What do they have to say? I guess they're like, no. Okay, opening exit 1. I can dig that. I guess that's what we're going to just have to live with. Alright, and they have not gotten these to align with the doors yet in the last update of GSX, so we're just going to let it roll. Well, anyway, I hope you enjoyed this. I just knocked out another place in for my pilot's life. Or at least I think I did. Let's see here. Where's my pilot's life? Right there. Where's my pilot's life? Not active. Oh, there. I tell you. Well, ladies and gentlemen, thank you. Hope you enjoyed the flight. And I will look up. See, I'll even show you real fast. Now I have one more flight to go before I can get a whole new stock in my pilot's life. As you can see, I have come a ways. So I thank you for tuning in, and I look forward to seeing you in the virtual skies. Jeez, that was stinky.